Take two.
Okay.
In the first take, Sami says something he regretted.
But
we're not going to say what it is, because that would defeat the purpose of take two.
not that I'm holding back on anything. I'm gonna just speak my mind.
Okay, but you won't say the thing that you said.
That was a different situation.
Well, listen, we're on video, everyone. That's nice.
It is nice. It's a novelty. Your fans will be a little unnerved, probably. Yeah.
Do you think some of them don't even know what I look like?
Probably. I hope this will get them used to seeing us kind of together, right? Not that we'll just to kind of like a vibe.
In preparation for the videos we're about to release.
We're making a bunch of videos, and also we used to do a lot of things together, and in a way, this is the original kind of setting, us two on a couch.
This is the OG vibe.
Yeah.
I don't like that I said OG.
It's okay.
We'll have to take that out.
You know what's happening is we're feeling the presence of the producer.
We have a producer.
I can leave.
No, I realize because we have done this a bunch of times, but usually there's no one else.
It's true, we have sort of audience.
And that's the difference. That's why I even wanted to.
You know that I have high standards, and that you can't.
And in fact, the person who's producing happens, Dan Rosen, great guy, also happens to listen to the most podcasts of anyone.
Really?
He checks out every single podcast.
All of them?
Every single one, yeah.
Should we start over now?
No, this has been great. This is like how all podcasts are. Serial started out just like this.
Well, now he's going to quote all of them because he really does know them.
I know Serial. I want you to list them until I don't know what you're talking about.
The podcast I listen to?
Yeah.
Should I have to start with the most well-known ones?
No, you could go in any order. It'll be quicker if you start with the most obscure. Maybe we'll just end.
Have you heard the Joe Rogan podcast?
We're not going to hear him well because he's far from the...
This is why he's not in front of the
camera.
Has this ever been done before where one person is just not on camera but actively...
I think so. No?
I'm not going to be active. I'm going to chime in.
Okay.
You know.
You've been very active so far.
Well, you guys talk to me.
I mean, we don't have to, you know. So I spend all week...
Too active? Am I being too active?
No. No, I like it.
It's your podcast.
No, this is a joint venture.
It's not about ownership. I spend all week on TikTok, so I'm a little exhausted emotionally.
Disoriented.
Well, yeah, I really... It started as a joke and continued as a joke, and then it changed a little bit, turned to something else.
You've become a mutant. You've transformed your views on art, on comedy, because of TikTok.
It's all it takes is just a little something. What happened is, on the recommendation, this was our producer's idea, Dan, said, why don't you pretend on TikTok to be one of the members of Daft Punk, and say you can now finally show your face now that we're split up, Daft Punk. I did this, and I didn't put much effort into pretending I was Daft Punk, and a lot of people believed it. And it culminated in a few people messaging me, asking me for mentorship and for guidance. And I haven't responded yet, but I think I'm going to go with
Leave a message.
Yeah.
Did you have an actual helmet that you took off or something?
So they all wanted me to show the helmet. Like, show the helmet. And I told them that the helmet was stolen. And but meanwhile, I'm so moved by the love that I've been receiving. And so this one kid, so, hello, my name is... Maybe not say the name?
No, don't say the name.
Hello, my name is blank. I am 15, and I'm from Spanaway, Washington. That's the place? Spanaway? I'm writing this to tell you that you have probably been the biggest inspiration of my life. By far. Your music has inspired me to try to make my own music even though I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I listened to Daft Punk since I was 9.
Did he write that?
Yeah. Listened to Daft Punk since I was 9. When I started to hear your songs on the radio, the words harder, better, faster, stronger, or around the world are ingrained into my brain. I want you to know that I'm planning to follow in your footsteps. I'm saving for a new OP1. That's a visa, right?
No, that's a synthesizer.
Okay.
He told you he was in Washington.
Okay. For a new OP1. And
Sammy's obsessed with citizenship.
I've already started messing with simple music apps just to get some of an understanding. I know you most likely won't read this, but if you do, what do you think of the name Funk Enough? ENUF. Enough. Funk Enough. So that's the message I got. I got a few others.
Are they mostly 15-year-olds?
It's usually kids, yeah. Well, those are the ones who, seek guidance and a father figure. And I've often occupied that role for people, but never as Daft Punk. so what do you think? What should I do? Should I go with it?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's that unethical for you to carry on and talk back to them, because if they can't, just look up who the actual members of Daft Punk are and figure. Oh wait, so are there no photos in existence of what?
No, there are many. If you're just just vaguely savvy, not even really, but you're just you immediately can see tons of interviews and footage of them.
Yeah.
It's all available, but
and your accent also is a huge signal
that I am.
That you're not.
Why?
Daft Punk.
Why?
Do they have accents?
Yeah, they're French. Oh, you know nothing about Daft Punk. Wow, you don't even understand why we did
the whole idea.
Why do you think? Why did
French.
Dan suggest this? Although I don't have a typical French accent, but I actually changed my accent a little bit. Not that it mattered, but you didn't notice Daft Punk. The accent, you can hear it in their songs.
I never really.
You don't like that
They
type of music.
do the robot thing with their voice.
It's in line with you having only contempt for French culture. You wouldn't like Daft Punk because it's too kind of polished and beautiful for you. You need it to be filthy.
That's
No. Not filthy in a weird way. But
I don't
just
like bad French movies, and now you extrapolate that to I don't appreciate.
What's one French thing you've appreciated?
The N.
La Haine.
That's a great movie.
Interesting. It's the one French movie that features
My mom.
Arab characters.
Yeah. My mom's French.
Arab.
Neither here nor there.
Okay, well, so I think you okay. Well, that's a way into French culture, I guess.
Well,
it's a gateway.
I guess I get it now. The accent makes it. Now I changed my answer, and I think it might be unethical for you to carry on with the children.
Because they do have a French accent? That
Yeah.
makes you change your mind?
Yeah. Now there's something wrong about you talking to them.
I think that I could really help this kid. All he wants is a bit of a push, a boost that I think the real Daft Punk would never give him.
It's true, what if you do support him and he goes on to do something great because he thought Daft Punk told him he should do it? Or he could pursue a lifelong, career of misery, because that's usually what happens when you enter this business.
I think that all he needs is, even if he doesn't end up being, the new Daft Punk, he could still, he needs just a boost. And the only problem is that for it to work, I'd have to kind of somehow hack his computer so he has no access to the real information about Daft Punk. Because one search could be deadly, right?
But we already know he has no intention of doing that, because he would have found out already.
He might have not been too serious. It's weird, he didn't Google. It's his favorite band, he never Googled. What if he's messing with me the way I messed with him?
We love pranks. You guys know we love pranks. And there's nothing left to talk about. Everyone talks about everything. There's no more to say.
Nothing left to say.
There's nothing.
And if you have any kind of elegance, you don't add to the pile.
Yeah. So what we went back to our roots, and we started calling guitar centers to see if anyone would podcast with us. We're doing it the hard way with guests. Other podcasts can choose their guests, and we're just dealing with whoever we get on the phone.
That's the podcast guest for us is whoever.
So we're doing this with ankle weights. We're doing this with a handicap. So we should get more credit. We're going to be pulling guests out of reality.
Yeah.
Which is what we like. We like playing with reality.
Exactly. We don't just choose guests, people we know, and invite them. No, we just go out there.
Yeah, where it's like, what is it? What's the film genre? Like Cassavetes?
Reality?
No.
Vérité?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're doing that, but we're doing it on the phone while not going anywhere. We stay here.
Yeah.
We're going to call Guitar Center asking if they have any good mics. We want to buy some microphones and ask to test them on the phone. Can we podcast with them?
Thanks for calling Guitar Center. It's for the Stir. How can I help you?
Hey, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, what's going on?
Hi, I'm interested in buying some microphones for a podcast that I want to launch. Yeah.
Sweet. I have a few options in the store. I have the Aston Stealth is a great podcasting mic.
Is that one a good one for one about political correctness? Because I'm thinking of maybe that as a topic.
Wait, what?
I'm looking for good topics for the podcast, so I'm thinking either movies or PC culture, or maybe just like, I don't know, like conspiracy leftism.
Okay, well, your topic is your choice. I can get you the gear, but I'm not really the one to talk to if you want to talk about what the podcast is.
Well, because I'm not sure that I'm going to go ahead, and I want to make sure that the ideas would be good. So is there any chance I could just start maybe a podcast with you right now, or like you could listen, you can tell me, and then maybe I'll just go ahead and buy the microphone.
If you want to come in, sure.
Can we do it on the phone just a little bit?
No, I'm the only one here, unfortunately. I have to constantly run between people.
If you had to pick between movies or PC culture, which one would you go with?
Movies is a little generic.
Right.
I mean, what about movies?
What about them?
Exactly. That's a very broad topic. Are these horror movies? Are these comedy movies? Are these movie reviews? Are these how to make a movie? Are these symbologies in movies? Are these action movies?
Oh, is this a podcast you started already? Are we doing it? Because
I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, yeah.
Would you be down to co-host with me? Because I feel like you maybe could have some ideas. You just said like.
I don't. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. I would have to meet you first.
Well, it's all social distance, so we don't have to actually meet. We can just
I don't know, man. My first time talking to you, possibly.
I mean, it already feels really good.
Yeah, if you want to, I mean, we can talk more about that. I don't really want to commit to anything while I'm on the phone at my work.
What's your favorite movie?
Probably, wow, that's a hard question. Pulp Fiction is up there, but that's a little cliche of an answer, huh?
Oh, no,
Sin
that's,
City
yeah.
is a great movie.
Okay. Actually, so I have another co-host that maybe you'd be interested in talking to, and she was thinking about PC culture more. This is
Okay, yeah. Cool.
What do you think PC culture is ruining comedy?
No.
Okay.
I think that's diversifying topics.
It's diversifying comedy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think this is the place to be talking about this. I gotta answer calls that are about equipment. But if you want to come in and talk more, we can definitely do that. I don't think I can talk anymore about this over the phone while I'm trying to help out customers who want to buy gear here.
I'll buy the microphone if you say that PC culture is ruining comedy.
I mean, it is and it isn't. I think it's diversifying topics, but that's my opinion. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, right with that. But cool.
Are you afraid to say how you really feel because of the other people in the store?
What?
I mean, who's your favorite comedian?
Not really interested in continuing this conversation. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was a good guy. I think you scared him a little bit.
I did. I was trying to scare him.
Why? What's your thing? You get off on scaring people.
It was so polite and nice. I just want to throw a wrench.
I mean, it's incredible that he was probably down to start a podcast with me.
And he was so just completely lackadaisical. Just like, whatever. Neither here nor there. Or maybe there or here.
Which is the podcast spirit. That's the mindset.
You have to be loose.
And every time you think the podcast, it can't be, there's nothing lower, there's nothing easier than starting, then you're like, oh, it's even easier than that. You can just go up to a stranger.
It's true. We're proving that it's not really an art form.
I mean, this guy took him 20 seconds to be talked into doing it.
People love sharing their opinions. That's actually a huge problem in society that we're tackling.
And here we are trying to do this. And what about us?
Well, we think our opinions are valuable.
Do we? Okay, call number 2. We're calling New Jersey. Totowa. Do you know that place?
I do know Totowa.
Of course. hopefully you'll be able to. You probably have mutual friends with this person.
This is Brian for audio.
Hi, I was looking for recommendations for microphones for podcasting.
Sure. Now, there's two kind of variations that you could do. Either going through like a USB mic and just connecting directly into the computer, or you go a more professional route and get an interface and then buy the actual microphone, headphone, everything separately. Now, overall quality and dynamics, you would get better quality from an interface and going that route, but cost effectiveness, it'd be a lot more cheaper to go through the USB mics.
Okay. Do you think that music would be a good topic for a podcast?
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, I do a podcast of, like, video games, movies, and, like, nerd stuff, so, yeah.
Oh, you do?
That'd be fine.
You do a podcast?
Yeah. It's like a little podcast, not anything special.
Okay. Well, you shouldn't talk about it that way, Every podcast is special in its own way.
I appreciate it. It's just a little thing I do on the side. But, yeah, so essentially, like, I run it through an interface, and then I use, like, an SM7B for my stuff, but that's, like, a lot more expensive, that kind of route. But you could start off with like $150. You can get like what's called the Blue Yeti, and that would be a USB mic, and that is really usually recommended just because it has different polar patterns. And what I mean by polar patterns is the way it picks up sound. So if it was just you doing the podcast, it could pick up front facing. But if you had like another guest appearance or another person or partner talking to you at the same time in the same room, it can pick up from both sides, so bi-directional, kind of like almost like a duet. Or if you had a table of people, it can pick up in a 360-degree fashion.
Okay, well, to help my decision, I'm not sure if I want it to be just solo or with guests, so I don't know which microphone I should buy. Do you think maybe we could test right now what it would be like if like you were my guest?
Well, I can't test the stuff because it would need like computer and software to run it.
Oh, I mean, we could just chat really quick right now to determine if I should like have guests on, so that would help me know what kind of.
Oh, sure, yeah, go for it.
Oh, cool. So, what's your favorite band?
My favorite band, I'd probably say Daft Punk.
Daft Punk.
Or like Earth, Wind, and Fire if you were talking like a band.
Okay. Daft Punk. Well, they just retired, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you sad?
A little bit, but I mean their last album was okay. wasn't the greatest album, to be fair, compared to their old stuff.
They should have done something better before they retired, right?
Yeah, kind of go on the high note,
Actually, I have a friend here who disagrees with your opinion.
Are you serious about the last one not being great? It was the best thing ever. Random Access Memories? You crazy?
It was alright. I mean, it's no Homework or Discovery album. Like, the Get Lucky was a nice little single, but everything else was cute. But it was really just a rainy day album. It wasn't really a dance floor starter.
What about Lose Yourself to Dance?
It's alright. Not that great. I'm not that big of a fan. The choruses and the doubling that they use the vocals, it could have been done better.
That's insane. You're saying you could have done it better than Daft Punk?
No, I'm saying it could have been done better versus like Face to Face, Too Long. Their choruses and the way they mixed the records were way better. The fidelity, the high-end frequency response on them.
Do you think there will ever be justice in the Ghislaine Maxwell case?
I mean, that's a little bit more like than what I was trying to get into. I mean, that's it's kind of a little much. I'm just trying to do the podcast for you. I'm not trying to get into a debate right now because I am technically working right now.
Okay.
If you were willing to take back what he said about Daft Punk, maybe you could co-host a podcast with us.
I'm sorry, I can't take that back. That's a solid for me. But yeah, I mean, if you guys ever need like extra people, I can give you my information.
Wow. Yeah. Do you think we sound like good podcast hosts?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have nice voices.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Which one do you like better?
You want me to pick favorites?
Yeah.
I would probably have to say the female that I'm talking to. She has a
Wow.
What's that supposed to mean?
Wow.
What about my voice? I have an accent. She doesn't have an accent. It just sounds like any American. What about me?
Yeah, but it's a smoother voice. She has a softer tone.
Softer touch.
Well, you obviously don't understand anything about sound or music, because Daft Punk and now this.
No, don't insult the guest. No, he knows exactly what he's talking about. He knows the sounds of
No,
good
well,
things.
it's consistent that he doesn't understand Daft Punk, and he also doesn't appreciate my voice.
Well, it's 2 against 1.
Oh, the majority majority does rule.
In
Okay.
this country.
Okay, well, so maybe we'll consider you as a guest. We have a few other Guitar Center employees who are also interested. We might have to, might have to wait a little bit before we get back to you. But
Okay, no worries. Well, I'm always here Thursday through Monday, so if you ever need to get a hold of me, you can find me.
Oh, what was your name?
Brian, the one and only.
That's so amazing. You've been such a good guest. Was there anything you'd like to plug?
No, if you guys ever need any audio gear, you can find me at Route 46 Totowa in New Jersey.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Bye.
we have a few ads. Hello?
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Can we run through a quick Blue Chew ad?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Blue Chew, for if you have any impotence, Blue Chew will discreetly send a package of pills to your door.
Getting older, feeling weird.
Blue Chew will take care of you. That's Blue Chew with promo code DS. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay. Have a good day. Okay, bye. Bye. I think he felt humiliated, but only at the very end, which is good. Just a little
Now
touch.
I feel bad because it was going so nicely.
But you know what it means is that they're all down. I bet you we call another one, they'll also be down. All these guitars.
It really depends on how bored they are.
It's not me.
Thank you for calling Guitar Center of Baton Rouge, where we buy and sell used gear. This is Sarah.
Hi. I was looking for recommendations on podcast microphones.
Podcast microphones?
Yeah,
Alright. Give me just 1 second, I'm going to put you on hold.
you got it.
Alright, ma'am, so honestly, any condenser microphone, which is one mainly used for recording, would be a good podcasting microphone. Now, the ones that, the brands that I know of that are really good are like AKG, Shure, definitely, Blue, Yetis, all those are really good for podcasting. Some of them go off of USB directly, and other ones you would have to have an audio interface to be able to do the podcasting with it with your computer. So it
Okay.
just kind of depends.
Do you know if the Blue Yeti would be good for a podcast about music?
Yeah, it would definitely be good.
Okay. I guess before I invest in buying, I kind of want to know what it would like to actually do a podcast. Do you think maybe you could just like quickly pretend to be my guest for a second, just so I can like test it out?
Oh, yeah, that would be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me see if we have any in our system, because I know we've been kind of sparse on those specifically.
Okay.
But let me see.
What kind of music do you like?
I like anything really.
Okay. How about industrial?
I haven't heard of that genre, I don't think. Unless kind of, what's the style of it? Do you have an artist?
It's like when you go to a rave, they usually play industrial music.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
You rave?
I don't rave personally, but I do like the music.
Okay, I raved once.
Oh, nice.
Thanks.
So yeah, I don't think we have any in stock right now.
Do you think Daft Punk will get back together?
I have no idea.
My co-host has an opinion about Daft Punk.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
hi, so how affected were you by them splitting up?
What was the question again?
How affected were you personally by Daft Punk splitting up?
Not really.
Yeah.
I'm not really affected by it. Like, I listen to them, but they're not, like, my number one artist as far as that goes for them.
It makes sense. They didn't really need to announce it. Like, no one cared, actually.
Just one second, let's put you on hold.
Okay.
You guys heard about TikTok?
So, is there anything else you guys needed? Because I kind of can't sit and do, actually have work that I need to be doing right now.
Oh, I understand. Do you think so far it would be a good podcast?
Yeah, I think a Yeti would be a good podcast for sure. And it sounds like you guys would have a good time with it. So, yeah, get a few friends, do all that. Yeti would be good.
Do you
Sure,
feel like
good.
it's a good vibe? You feel like a good chemistry?
You mean talking about your podcast in general?
Yeah, do you think we have a good chemistry? Like the way I chimed in, kind of.
Yeah, man, I think that would be great.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, that's
All right. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks.
You too. Bye. Okay.
So, no.
If it's a woman, you start.
Thank you for calling Guitar Center Broadway in Swan. This is Kryge. How can I help you?
Hey, I was looking for recommendations on podcast microphones.
Oh, yeah, I gotcha. So, Shure just came out within, the last year or so. It's called the Shure MV7. It's kind of modeled after the Shure SM7B, but this one is specifically geared towards voice and towards podcasting. It's nice because you can use it via USB or XLR.
Okay. How much is that one?
This one's for $250.
Okay. So, but before I invest, haven't done the podcast yet. I was wondering if we could quickly test what it would be like, the vibe of doing a podcast real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. What kind of music do you like?
Music do I like?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love everything. I like a lot of synthesizer-based stuff. I like metal.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of a lot of stuff like that.
Were you deeply affected by Daft Punk retiring?
I wasn't particularly. I wasn't super into Daft Punk. I know a lot of my friends were, but I never really got on the Daft Punk train.
Yeah.
What about you?
I am really into industrial, things like.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, do you rave?
Oh, okay, so you're into stuff like that.
Oh, is that a problem?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like to just rave and go nuts. It's hard during the pandemic to rave, but we make it work.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Actually, my co-host has some musical opinions. Maybe you guys could chat.
Hey, man.
Yeah, cool.
So, you don't like Daft Punk?
I'm not super into Daft Punk.
Too clean
That's just
for
me
you?
personally.
Too clean.
What's that?
Is it too clean? Too French? Too European? Can't handle it?
No, I just wasn't really, I don't know, I never really got the chance to really sit down and actually listen to Daft Punk. I mean, I've heard the songs.
They gave
they're
you
not-
many chances. How many chances do you need?
That's a good question.
2004, 2008, 2013.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry that he's being so adversarial. That's not the vibe we want for the podcast.
No, I'm just like to create a bit of a vibe, and it's good to have some controversy for a podcast. That's all.
Okay. Controversy? You want controversy?
Am I on the podcast right now?
Well, we're doing a mock podcast to see if we should
Oh, I see. I love it.
if we should
Cool.
buy the
I'm
microphone.
glad I could be the first mock guest.
Yeah, no, you're doing great actually. Do you
Thank you.
do you have any opinions on PC culture?
Can you remind me again what that is? I've heard that term.
Well, some people think that political correctness is making everything kind of suck.
Oh, I see. Overall, I really don't have a problem with that, to be honest. There's some things, I feel people, I don't even know if I'm really supposed to be talking about this right now, to be honest.
This is a safe
I don't know, I
space.
feel like sometimes people pull issues out of thin air.
Yeah.
And that's a very general thing. I'm not talking about one specific demographic of discussion. I'm just saying, like, in general, I think sometimes issues can be pulled out of thin air. And that's basically the biggest thing for me. Regardless, I really don't have a problem with political correctness, you know. I think a lot of good has come out of that, but that's just me personally, obviously.
The way you talk about Daft Punk, it's obvious you don't have a problem.
What's that?
With PC culture. Anyway, do you have anything to plug?
Do I have anything for what?
To plug.
To promote. Do you want to promote anything?
Oh, can I promote my band?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool, I'm in a band called Kryge. It's Kryge.
And what kind of music is that?
We do kind of like heavy technical doom kind of stuff, but we love all kinds of music, so with our next release we're kind of planning to incorporate a lot of different stuff. You can find us on Spotify.
Okay. Are you on Instagram?
Yeah, we are on Instagram actually. I can give you my handle if you like.
Yeah, please.
So it's K_R_Y_G_, and it's pronounced Kryge.
Okay, and doom. Do you feel a sense of impending doom? I feel like maybe things are going to start heading really south in like about 3 years.
You know, we'll see, because about 3 years ago I heard the same thing. So...
It keeps getting delayed. The apocalypse keeps getting delayed.
The apocalypse is getting delayed. You know, I try to focus on myself locally because I can't control things internationally.
What are you doing locally, other than Kryge?
You know, when I say locally, I mean just focusing on myself and my
Oh, you mean
friends
vocally
around me.
or locally? Okay.
That's what I mean as local. Yeah.
Are you getting into the crypto market?
No, I'm not really into that stuff.
You're not into making money?
You know, the cryptocurrency I think it's too unregulated for me to feel confident enough to get involved with it. But this is kind of a different tangent.
Well, it's actually the Winklevoss twins are very deep in crypto. Like a lot of the elites are trying to get their hands on it. I think now is the right time. It's a dip right now, so everything is really low. So it would be a good time to get into something like Ethereum or Cardano or Litecoin.
Maybe, yeah. I try not to buy into that kind of.
So what kind of microphone?
Stuff.
What microphone would be good for this kind of a conversation?
The one I was talking about earlier, the MV7 podcast microphone by Shure, that's modeled after the SM7B by Shure. Both these mics are by Shure.
It does feel good
What's that?
talking to you.
Sure, Flo, if you want to have me on sometime, I'd be more than honored.
I mean, you're on right now.
Sick, that sounds great. What's your podcast called?
It's we haven't named it yet. What do you think it should?
Okay.
What do you think it should be called?
We haven't named it yet.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't
Very
know.
witty.
I was just on a whim.
That was good. That was a good witty rapport for a podcast. What is?
All right, guys. I appreciate the conversation, but I do have some customers here that I have to get back to.
Okay. Blue Chew. Use code. We haven't named it yet for 30% off.
And make sure to plug my band in there, or I guess I plug my band. But check us out, okay?
Check out @Kryge.
Yeah. And we're on Spotify. That's Kryge, okay?
SPOTIFY.
Can we use your song as an intro to the podcast?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. There's some.
Solid.
This guy wanted to share.
People want to talk.
People have opinions, and they want to get them out there.
The southern ones, not as much.
Arizona?
Yeah.
Tucson?
Tucson.
Into Tucson.